Dr. Nirmal Kumar, Dr. Virmani, Dr. N.K. Singh, and whole team of Clinical Cardio-Diabetes Society of Bihar and Jharkhand. It is really a good opportunity to see all of you at this difficult time of COVID. Uh, Let me first say the topic given to me is the 100 years of innovations of insulin, a journey so far. Probably our generation, I'm talking to my generation, is such a generation that we have seen the most impurified insulin, and we have used it during our residency 40 years back. And we are using the most advanced insulin analogs at present time. And not only with the devices, we are using the best of the insulin pumps. So we have seen the journey on our own with our own eyes. And not only we have seen, we have used all the journey. This is my disclosures. Now, what I'll be dealing in next 15 minutes or so, I'll be very fast in next 15 minutes for the interest of my other co-speakers. I'll see the most, I can say, controversial innovation in the world is the insulin invention. And that discovery of insulin is really a controversial molecule. And let us see what is the controversy of this miracle molecule which was invented 100 years back. Dear friends, life before the discovery of insulin, you can imagine what we are seeing today is the cancer. What we are seeing today with the other dreaded diseases, the same thing was there 100 years back. Even before that, I'm taking you to that journey before even insulin innovations. And these people were given the starvation treatment. That was the only treatment given to the diabetes patients. Such a misery of situations there 100 years back. And this is the mother with the diabetic child in 1920. Such a emaciated child you can see of the diabetes. My dear friends, insulin discovery has given the hope to most of the people in the world at that particular point of time. And this particular plaque was unveiled. The Sir Frederick Banting conceived the idea which led to the discovery of insulin in this house on October 30, 1920. This is the first day which the people have seen the discovery of insulin. Events leading to the discovery of insulin, just I want to give you just little bit attention of the discovery of insulin, which is, I can say, by chance, because before 1920, the most of the researchers and the scientists were busy in identifying the beta cells, the pancreas, the islet cells, and so many things they were there, but no scientists were able to invent this molecule which is for the management of diabetes. Probably the Banting, he went to the Professor MacLeod's laboratory in Ontario, Canada, and Toronto, and then he asked the Professor MacLeod, because Professor MacLeod was going for vacation for 2 months for summer vacation to London, UK. So he wanted to lend his laboratory, or I can say the outhouse of his laboratory, for 2 months. The Banting gave the idea that I want to do some work on the pancreas and the dogs, and he was laughing at the Banting's idea that I'm a professor of physiology and I'm doing such the work for last so many years, so not able to do, and you will do in 2 months. And dear friends, within these 2 months, Banting, along with his colleague, the Charles Best, they began the experiment in 1920 in the summer vacation in the outhouse of the Professor MacLeod's lab, and then invented a impurified secretion from the pancreatomized dog, that is the islet or iletin. At that time it was known, and that moment it was the joy occurred to all over the world. Unfortunately, it was the Professor MacLeod who actually gave this news to the world. Then, in fact, later on, the Professor Collip, the biochemist came in, and some other people came in, but ultimately the Nobel Prize was given to Professor MacLeod and Professor Banting. But Banting never went to take the Nobel Prize. Of course, Professor MacLeod went and took the Nobel Prize. In fact, Dr. Banting shared the Nobel Prize with his colleague Charles Best, and Professor MacLeod shared his Nobel Prize to his colleague, the biochemist Dr. Collip. So this is the controversy of the invention of the insulin. Of course, if I'll go with this fantastic four of these insulin discovery, these are the Frederick Banting, Charles Best, J.B. Collip, and MacLeod. And this was the first New York Herald, which actually shared this new invention. Dr. Banting's hard work won Nobel Prize. So these were the most cherished movement at that particular time. And this discovery led to the improved life expectancy. If you can see here in this particular thing, in 1930, what was the life expectancy? And gradually after the discovery of insulin in 1945, it went to 35 and 66. And in 2015, the current life expectancy is more than 81. This is something which is a sort of a miracle happened after the invention of insulin. So dear friends, in 1926, if I can go with very fast of what are the innovations done from the impurified insulin, that iletin, from the dog's insulin, and now the first crystallized insulin in 1926. And then in 1935, Hodgkin actually first X-ray photographs of the insulin crystal. 1936, it was the first time, because it was a short-acting insulin till that. And then protamine zinc insulin was invented by the Scott and Fisher, and hagedorn protamine insulin. Ultimately, an NPH insulin was invented in 1936. Amber, first time it is a surfane insulin in 1938. 39, it was a globulin insulin. 1946, it was the isophane insulin. 1951, it was the lenti insulin, because till date it was either short-acting insulin or intermediate insulin like NPH. But lenti insulin for the first time, because we wanted to have the longer-acting insulin, the basal insulin. So first time it was in 1951, the lenti insulin was there, and gradually in 1959, then the biphasic insulin saw the first thing in the world. Yeah. So these innovations since the discovery of insulin, so we have already seen the first competitive complete total synthesis of human insulin. At that time, only animal insulins were available, and they have certain limitations for using the animal insulins. But dear friends, see the state of art of manufacturing of the insulin, that is the recombinant genetics came for the first time, and first human insulin was synthesized in 1974. And then the recombinant human insulin was in 1979 to 81. Eli Lilly for the first time in 1982. Recombinant insulin was used commercially. Then in 1968 was the Lispro, then Aspart insulin, then the Glargine insulin for the first time. It was a basal insulin analog was invented in 2000. And since then, other insulin analogs like insulin detamir, the insulin degludec, the insulin glargine 300, then ultra rapid Lispro is already there, and then we are using at present the insulin faster acting aspart. So there are three landmarks in the journey of insulin so far. In 1936, it was the NPH for the first time discovery of the protamine insulin. In 1996, it was the analogs for the first time it was discovered. And then recombinant human insulin. Such a first recombinant human insulin, state-of-art manufacturing from the E. coli initially, and then the yeast. It was the manufactured in the laboratory. It was 1978 to 1982. So that was the discovery, the three main discovery. And then after 2010, dear friends, the second generation analogs insulin were invented. See here, the degludec or Tresiba is launched in 2013. In 2014, again, I'm telling you, before that, it was very difficult to combine the two analogs. The Rhizodac is the first insulin was saying, but the short-acting and long-acting analogs were in the same insulin syringe. And then the Toujeo, this concentrated insulin was launched in 2015. And then we are using the faster-acting insulin aspart, which is launched in 2017. And if you can see, there are so many advantages of these newer insulins. Such a beautiful insulins we are using these days. Patients are so happy to use the insulins like anything. Over the past 100 years, we have seen more than 10 different categories of medications have been developed. If you see here, the animal insulin, from animal insulin to the monocomponent insulin to the recombinant second generation. I mean, the other drugs were there, but dear friends, it was the insulin which has seen the tremendous innovations in the last 100 years. Let us not only the insulin, but there are insulin delivery devices. Previously, we have seen the metallic devices earlier, and there was actually a need. You know, I have seen the pain of having the metallic insulin syringes at that time, and it was sterilized in the metal sort of sterilizer in our ward. That was the only thing available, and then we have to sterilize every time the metal syringes, and the patients were seeing like, I mean, I have seen the patients' eyes, the tears in their eyes, painful injections at that time. The compliance was very low. Hypoglycemia was there. The glycemic control was not very, very good. Patient satisfaction was not there. The quality of life at that time, I'm talking of 40 years back, it was the worst quality of life with the patients. They used to carry, I mean, they used to refuse to take the insulins at that time. So the evolution of insulin delivery devices, dear friends, actually this is a marvel of the modern world, that from metallic insulin syringes to the disposable glass syringes were there. We have seen everything with our own eyes. Not only seen, we have used all those metallic syringes, the disposable glass syringes, the 5 cc syringes at that time, then 2 cc syringes came, then the 1 cc tuberculin or insulin syringes came, and dear friends, now we are using the pens. People even don't see that the very tiny needle, which is 32 gauge needle, BD 32 gauge needle is available with us today. If you see in 1924, this was the syringe. 1925, again a different type of syringe, and these reusable syringes were there. Very, very difficult time we have seen 1954 to 1961 to 1970. If you see the metallic syringes here, the disposable ones, and then the what we are using these days, the 100 IU syringes or the 40 IU syringes, dear friends. So now not only the syringes, there is a pen now, and it is so convenient with the Novo pens and the other Huma pens, and all the pharmaceutical companies are coming with the new innovations of the pen. And if you see in from 1985 till today, we are seeing the daily innovations, and the best of the insulin pens are available to all of us for using for the patients. And if you see the durable pens and the disposable pens, I'll not go into the details, but you know yourself what are the advantages and disadvantages of these durable pens and the disposable pens. So even if you see the journey of the pens, even so the junior pens are available. The beautiful colored junior pens are available, so that our children with type 1 diabetes should not be afraid of seeing the insulin syringes. They are just, I mean, very attractive junior pens are available. Not only this, now the pens are available with the memory. So now more advances are going on with their the insulin pens. If you see the Flex Touch are there, the Solo Star is there, the Quick pens are there, and there is the 300 units pens syringes are available. These pens are available, and at one point of time you can even inject up to 80 units. See the innovations and the state of art development of the insulin pens. And dear friends, what we have seen the earlier in 1960s, it is the insulin pump was even started. I mean, the innovation was started in 1960s of the insulin pens, but it was such a huge thing to carry the insulin pumps at that time in 1970s. Then in 1980s, it was just a big machine sort of thing, which we are seeing only available in the ICU. And then the very tiny Medtronic, MiniMed, continuous subcutaneous insulin devices came, and gradually now becomes more tinier than the Medtronic's insulin devices. And now you are seeing the artificial pancreas, which I think already I have heard of before our lecture. So if you, now we are using the 670G of the Medtronic pump, and I am telling you how the patients are happier. Our type 1 children who are actually using this 670G, they are totally free of hypoglycemia, which we have seen. They are totally having the good quality of life. They are just playing in the, they're going to school, they are playing their games, everything they are doing. And we have seen the people of type 2 diabetes running the race in the Olympics wearing the insulin pumps. We have seen in the last Olympics, the people going for the Olympics with this type of the best of the devices, dear friends. And then we have seen all these earlier cumbersome, big insulin devices, insulin pumps, and now we have seen the pager sizes pumps, wireless experience, totally no problem. Now they are, now with the CGMS pumps are there, so that real-time CGMS patients can see their blood sugar at any point of time. They have automated insulin injections nowadays. So dear friends, to summarize my journey of seeing the 100 years of innovation of insulin since 1920 till date, we have seen the tremendous marvel of the modern world, and the past our request for better and better insulin, we have come a long way. Treatment of the management of diabetes is evolved, sea change. Though we have a good advanced analog insulin available and better efficacy and safety, adoption is low and misconception are still there. So it is our moral duty to actually remove the misconception of this insulin injection, at least in the today's era, for our patients and their family members. insulin therapy needs a shift in the mindset of the both doctors and patient, dear friends. So with the advances of insulin development, and equal importance to note the advances of insulin delivery devices, diabetes management with insulin has made such a simple thing, patient friendly and safe. Now I demonstrate whenever I start initiate my insulin to my patient, I demonstrate in front of that. Sometimes I inject one injection in front of me to the my type 1 diabetes and even to the type 2 diabetes who needs insulin. I mean, this is something very thing, and they are actually surprised to see there is a no pain sort of thing when they are injecting by the insulin pumps, the insulin pens. And nowadays we have evolved the insulin pumps. You have seen the best automated insulin pumps with real-time CGMS is available. What else you need for the best of the management by the insulin to our patients? It is just a gift of the modern world to the type 1 diabetes and insulin requiring type 2 diabetes to our patients. Thank you very much. I have taken you from the before insulin era to the best of the insulin devices of the insulin pumps today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Gupta. It was a nice deliberation, a good sketch of the 100 years of insulin, along with the insulin delivery system. To the paucity of time, just we will allow one question only, please. If there is any question by anybody.
No question, one query, one comment for Dr. Arvind.
Yes.
We have come a long way, but what is the future? Are we going to get needleless pens?
Yes, yes, they are already available, and I forgot to tell you. Now we have got a bowl depot insulins are available, and depot insulins are available. We can use even under the skin. It was inserted in the depot insulin, and it can be used for 3 months. People are now having the phase 3 clinical trials of the 6 months. Now you can imagine not only the needleless insulin, but even the depot insulins are available. The insulin patches will be available. And what else? The integration through the skin. So all things are. And needleless pen was available even 10 years back. Dr. Virmani, you must be available. It was actually injected with the force. But I mean, it was little, yeah, it was discontinued.
But they didn't pick up.